I'm going to use this video to help explain the home buying assignment on the 30-year fixed loan side of it. In this example, I am buying a house for $145,000, which means I will have a down payment of $14,500 because I wanted at least 10%, so I just calculated 10% by multiplying the 10% times the $145,000 to give me $14,500. Now, at the time of making this video, I Google searched for 30-year fixed loan average, and it was 6.761%. Dividing that by 100 to turn it into the decimal form, 0.06761. I'm leaving it as that kind of ugly decimal for the work that I'm going to need for the monthly payment formula. Zooming in now on the monthly payment formula here. The value for P, that principal loan amount, you have to figure out how much the loan is actually for. Well, the house is costing $145,000, but I'm paying $14,500 in cash, which means I only have to borrow $130,500. So that's going to be my value for P. When we do R divided by 12, we see R divided by 12 three different times in this formula. So I have decided to just calculate R divided by 12 one time, write that number down, so 0.0056. And when I use the formula, then I'm just going to put 0.0056 in these spots to help move it right along as I go through my formula work. And the last thing is that the 12 times T is 12 times 30 because it's 30 years. So that ends up being 360. So 12T is going to come out and 360 is going to come in. And that's going to be the formula that I'm going to use for calculating the monthly payment for this mortgage. After plugging in my value for P, the $130,500, this is my R divided by 12, the 0.0056. If I add a 1 to that, I get 1.0056 to the 360th power. That in my calculator equals out to be 5,456.24. I am rounding to the nearest hundredth. The denominator is that 1 plus R divided by 12. So again, that's that 1.0056 to the 360 power minus 1. When I enter that in the calculator, I get 6.47, again, rounding that out to the nearest hundredth. Then all I have to do is that last division, and that last division is going to give me my monthly payment amount of $843.31 rounded. And so that's going to go right up here, $843.31. And when I say up there, I mean in the blank for the monthly payment. So the monthly payment is going to be $843.21 for a 30-year fixed loan at 6.76% after I put down a down payment and I'm borrowing $130,000, a little over that, okay? The next part I want to look at is over here on the right, actually figuring out how much I'm going to be paying over those 360 mortgage payments that I'm going to be making over 30 years. So what I want to do is I want to take the $843.31 that I'm going to be paying, and I'm going to multiply that by 360. So that ends up being what I can put straight into the answer blank here. I'm going to be paying $303,591.60. Now, in this scheme of it, what I want you to understand is that this is how much money I'm sending to the bank, $303,591.60. I am only borrowing $130,500, which means the bank is only out that much money. So if I come down here to the bottom, trying to figure out the total interest that I'm paying, well, I'm going to take those 360 payments. The 360 payments is the $303,591.60, and I'm going to subtract the $130,500 that the bank actually paid out. So this is essentially the income for the bank from my borrowing. I'm going to send them $303,000. They only sent out $130,500. And so this difference is going to represent the interest that the bank is earning off of me. And all calculations correct, they are going to make $173,091.60 off of a house that was only worth $145,000. So they're going to be the bank will be rolling in $173,000 on a house that's only worth $145,000. Keep that in mind as you discuss and think about the interest rate. 6.76% does not sound like that high, but the bank made over what the house is actually worth.